The term capitalism is derived from the word capital, which denotes money or any sort of wealth. If you own a home, a vehicle, or land, these represent your capital. Capitalism is a society where from each according to his ability, to each according to his capital. A society where every person works according to his ability, but they get returns according to their capital. Capitalism fundamentals. Privatization.
Make it move, make it groove.
Minimal interference by the government. Free market. Money begets money. History of capitalism. The oldest example of capitalism is feudalism. This can be called the primitive form of capitalism. This was around the 16th century when landlords occupied land, and the farmers and laborers who worked on the land worked tirelessly to grow crops. But all the profits from the land used to be taken by the landlords. And the farmers hardly earned enough to get by. Modern capitalism started in the 16th to 17th century, first in Britain and Netherlands. Adam Smith, known as the father of capitalism. In 1776, he wrote the books The Wealth of Nations. In the book, he talked about a policy laissez-faire. It is a French word that literally means leave alone.
Make it move, make it groove.
That means the government must free people to do business. Communism. Communism is defined as from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. In this type of society, if one person is more fit, is muscular, and can lift heavy weight, then he works according to his own ability. If another person is a little weak, is disabled and cannot work extensively, then he too works according to his ability and contributes towards society. It is a moneyless society. It is a stateless society. There are no countries. No borders have been drawn between countries. It is a classless society.
Make it move, make it groove.
With no discrimination between the rich and the poor. Such a society where the means of production, such as land, farms, industries, factories, all of them, are operated and owned by the laborers, by the common public. Karl Marx is called the father of communism. Karl Marx was a German philosopher who published the Communist Manifesto in 1848. Era of Marx. Karl Marx grew up in an era when the Industrial Revolution had just begun. Industrial Revolution brought about big machines and factories. The laborers working in these factories quite often worked in a very bad condition. The owners of these factories were often rich people who exploited their workers. The owners of these factories made their workers work for the maximum hours. These makes Marx to dream new society. Due to the free market, people compete together to give their best, and we get more in less amount. Newer the technologies, more the money. Capitalism proves the king might not be the king forever. It needs constant improvement. So, we can see constant improvement due to capitalism. Over the past 160 years, life expectancy, from the birth, in the USA has risen from 39.4 years in 1860 to 78.9 years in 2024. It is due to capital society that invest huge on R&D.
Ever wondered if a world without economic classes is feasible or even desirable? Imagine a society where private ownership is a thing of the past and resources are shared equally among all. Intriguing, isn't it? Let's delve deeper into the advantages and disadvantages of such a system. Imagine a world where all people are equal, where everyone has a job and where there is economic stability. This is the vision of communism. It promises a society where everyone shares equally in the fruits of their labor. Job security is guaranteed, competition is non-existent, and resources are efficiently distributed. Strong social communities are built on the foundation of collective effort. The stability of the economic system is maintained internally, making it resilient against external shocks. Indeed, these advantages sound appealing, but does the reality of communism deliver on these promises? Now, consider a system that could lead to totalitarianism, political repression, human rights restrictions, poor economic performance, and cultural and artistic censorship. This is the darker side of communism. With the government holding all power, there's potential for totalitarian rule, where citizens' freedoms are severely limited. Political repression can become rampant, stifling dissent and silencing opposition. Furthermore, human rights may become an afterthought, with the state prioritizing collective goals over individual liberties. Economically, communism often struggles to compete with market-based economies, leading to stagnation and inefficiency. And let's not forget the impact on culture and the arts. Under strict state control, creativity can be stifled, leaving a society bereft of vibrant cultural expression. These drawbacks paint a less rosy picture of communism, don't they? So, we've looked at the two sides of the coin, the potential benefits and drawbacks of communism. The system promises equality, job security, economic stability, strong social communities, and efficient resource distribution. Yet it's not without its flaws. Totalitarianism, political repression, human rights restrictions, poor economic performance, and cultural and artistic censorship are common criticisms. While communism proposes a utopian society, its implementation often reveals a different story. It's important to critically evaluate such systems before endorsing them.
Could communism be the key to unlocking social equality and justice in Nepal? Or could it be a rabbit hole leading to unforeseen challenges? Welcome to a thought-provoking exploration of the arguments for and against communism in Nepal. Communism, in theory, promises a society where class distinctions are non-existent and resources are equitably distributed among all. Advocates for communism in Nepal argue this could be the solution to the country's historical social and economic disparities. They envision a Nepal where communal ownership of production empowers marginalized communities and fosters a more inclusive society. Moreover, it is believed that communism could nurture unity and collective decision-making. The stress on shared ownership and cooperative governance could potentially curb individualistic pursuits and champion the common good. This approach, some argue, may harmonize with Nepal's cultural values of community and cooperation, providing a blueprint for national development that encourages active participation from all walks of life. However, every coin has two sides. While communism may promise social equity, it also raises concerns about economic efficiency and individual freedoms. Critics argue that the communal ownership of resources and means of production could stifle innovation, discourage individual effort, and potentially lead to economic stagnation. Moreover, the notion of collective decision-making, while fostering unity, could also limit individual freedoms. The potential for the majority to override minority interests or for power to become concentrated in the hands of a few should not be overlooked. Therefore, it is crucial to strike a balance between collective well-being and individual liberties, while considering such a radical shift in the socio-economic system. In conclusion, communism presents a compelling case for addressing historical inequalities in Nepal. However, it also brings with it potential challenges that demand careful consideration. The journey to social justice and equality should be a democratic process, involving the voices and aspirations of all the Nepali people. This thought-provoking debate continues as the nation seeks a path towards a more equitable future.